We all know about Godzilla's extraordinary atomic powers that allow him to stand out from a large crowd of kaijus and mega monsters. Some would even argue that Godzilla without his atomic blast wouldn't be Godzilla at all. But what about Kong? On the surface, a big giant ape going against nuclear reptiles and mechanical death machines appears to be a major mismatch. But Kong has something most of the other titans, even Godzilla, don't have. In the past, Kong was given electrical lightning powers in his first battle against the G-Man, and this went on to be the creature's only superpower he was ever given, and only for this one movie. Instead of giving Kong an elemental, almost magical-like power like the atomic breath of Godzilla, King Kong movies have elected to make the biggest weapon of all for Kong to be his human-like nature, allowing him to utilize weapons and think more tactically than his British companions. In the Monsterverse, this led to Kong receiving his prized battle axe, a weapon capable of penetrating the thickest of kaiju hides, and even has the power to block Alpha Titan's most deadly attacks. In Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, the man-made Beast Gauntlet, a mechanical sleeve made for Kong to help him recover from his extensive injuries given to him by Shimo, allowing his injured arm to not just regain its strength, but to be enhanced cybernetically. And it's even been shown that this Beast Glove has some sort of magnetic pulse energy that pays homage to the previously mentioned lightning powers that Kong sported a lifetime ago. Believe it or not, however, the Beast Glove and the axe are not Kong's most important weapons. What those weapons are, and how powerful they are really, will be explored in this video. So stomp that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell to stay up to date on all our Godzilla Kong: The New Empire coverage. The latest TV spots have shown a lot for Godzilla Kong, probably too much if I'm being honest. But to this day, one scene has stood out to me, at least on a personal note, more than any of the others. That is this shot right here. Look, I like seeing all the craziness and monster reveals they've been showing, but seeing Kong hit Scar with a heavy haymaker, strong enough to all but rip the lanky bastard's head off and plant his body into the rock-hard ground of Rio, just hits different. It hits hard, literally. This is where we see in full glory what Kong's mightiest weapons truly are: his fists and his devastating punches, said to have the same effect as a 4.2 magnitude earthquake. Now, a quick detour from the main focus here, everyone. You might have noticed things around Dangerville looking a little up to date, a little different. Well, we wanted to roll out a new look for the new movie, and our new theme is inspired from our original idea for Dangerville back when we were first starting up the channel, where we wanted to make the video feel like you are witnessing an alien being studying and investigating whatever our subject matter would be, and we were the aliens. Speaking of aliens coming to Earth, let me tell you about the three-body problem, a story that takes place in the 20th century that sounds a lot like the old Showa Godzilla classic films. In short, a secret military organization sends signals into space to establish contact with aliens, and you guessed it, they make contact with some aliens. This particular alien civilization is on the brink of an apocalypse. So when they get this signal from humanity, they do what any good desperate species of aliens would do: they invade Earth. And once this happens, the humans of Earth have to decide if they want to fight back against these alien invaders who wish to capture and take Earth for themselves, or to join the side of the aliens to start a new world order of sorts, one hopefully without the faults of mankind. Now, this book is super long and I'm still working on it, but already I can tell it's a very classic Toho style idea for a story, and if you want to give it a read, you can do so thanks to this video's sponsor, WebNovel, an app full of books, comics, and a lot more just ready for you to explore if you're into these sort of online reading experiences. And I'm gonna make sure and leave a link in the description and pinned in a comment down below if you want to give this thing an install and check it out. A lot of these stories on here have some sweet writing and amazing visuals that any kaiju fan can appreciate, I think. So even if you aren't a typical book reader, this might just be a platform for you to sink your teeth into. Big ol' thanks to WebNovel for giving us a book to promote that matches our new theme, and let's get back to the video. We know that all the Titans hit hard, but there is something extraordinary when it comes to the massive percussive blows that come from Kong's mighty fists. But how strong are these punches really? Obviously, this is a made-up universe where not much of anything makes sense anymore in terms of realism, but believe it or not, there may be a way to measure these strikes. Plenty of times, people base this question on using the example of a real-life gorilla compared to Kong. An average male gorilla is around 400 pounds in weight. Kong is now said to weigh 90,000 tons, quite the drastic increase there. If you break it down, it would take roughly 450,000 male gorillas to make just one Kong. By this standard, the estimated punch force of a male gorilla being around 2,700 pounds of force, multiplied to the Kong standards, would mean his punch has 1,215,000,000 pounds of force. An amount that's hard to comprehend, I know, but this is a rather rudimentary form of calculating the power of Kong's punches. Kong is of course a titan, not a gorilla. However, this is the closest we've got, and we will base our test on these numbers. In this particular test you won't want to miss. First, however, we must understand why Kong is as powerful as he is in the Monsterverse. Studying Kong's anatomy, we see that it's perfectly suited to dish out some heavy punches. His powerful core allows him to transfer force throughout his entire body at insane levels. And as yoked as Kong has gotten recently, the sheer amount of muscle on his body means there's a lot of force driving those punches into the faces of other titans. Digging deeper into Kong's anatomy, his titanic skeletal frame, his long arms and broad shoulders are perfect for throwing earth-shattering blows. And to handle all of this force being thrown around, Kong's bones are more dense than stone and allow him to throw these mighty strikes without injuring himself from the force of the impacts jolting through his body. This is the Monarch Hall, and this is Kong. Standing at 340 feet tall and weighing in at 90,000 tons, Kong's a real giant, but he's not seen a facility this big since the Biodome back on Skull Island. Kong's fists are gigantic, and they serve as the blunt force weapon that will have other titans running home to their lairs with their tails tucked between their legs. And for our test, we're gonna have him swing that big ol' arm of his at this specially made for Titans punch force tester. This thing's gonna tell us just how many tons of force Kong's punch can deliver to a target, taking into account everything we have explored about Kong's anatomy and his overall body mass. This is gonna be good. Kong's first punch reads at an impressive number, but I got a feeling the big guy held back a little bit. 607,500,000 tons of force in that punch. Imagine it's the face of that ugly mug Scar Kid. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now this number was found dividing the estimated force of a male gorilla's punch by its weight. 2,700 divided by 400 equals 6.75 times. 90,000 tons times 6.75 equals 607,500 tons of force estimated. Kong's punch can obliterate mountains and stagger Godzilla more than conventional nuclear weaponry. Using another form of measurement, Kong's punch translates to about 588 kilotons of TNT. For some perspective, the atomic bombs used on Japan that the Godzilla franchise rose from both had less than 20 kilotons of TNT. Kong's punches, if they could have their power harnessed into energy, are strong enough to destroy entire cities. No wonder why everything, Titan included, crumbles under the impact of his mighty fists. In a world of atomic fire-breathing reptiles and other worldly beings hell-bent on always battling each other, it sometimes becomes easy to overlook Kong and his unique primary weapons. They may not be as flashy as Godzilla's atomic blast, Ghidorah's gravity beams, Shimo's frostbite blast, or Mothra's god rays. But if you've ever been decked in the face before, you know just how bad something like this must really feel. If you agree with our estimates, make sure and leave us a big ol' like, and leave us a comment on what we should test next in the Monarch Hall. As always, this has been Jacob, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Dangerville, our new and improved Dangerville. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the new theme for the channel. And if you know anyone who might like this kind of video, please feel free to give it a share. I'd appreciate it a lot. I will see you all in the next one.